Our FR 777 pantry pullout slide is going to go into this cabinet, and obviously the FR 777 is a little bit of an overkill for this small of a cabinet, because the 777 can be used in cabinets that are over 8 feet high, 98 inches high, and you can go 23 and a half inches wide. So this is a little bit small for the FR 777, but the whole purpose of the video is to demonstrate how to install the slide. So this smaller cabinet's just going to make it a little easier for me. The instructions that are provided in this video are based on building a pantry rollout unit and then attaching a door to it after that. And also I'm figuring that this as an overlay application. If you're going to do an interior rollout, then you also have to make the necessary setback adjustments for an interior rollout application. This one's an overlay. The slide is rated as a 450-pound class, so heavy duty. You can use it in commercial applications if you have a nice pantry you want to put in your kitchen. They come as short as a 16-inch slide, and you can get them all the way up to 36-inch lengths, making this a very versatile slide, extra heavy duty. So what we're looking at here to start with, this is the pantry support element. This is the piece here that goes under the pantry that you built to support it. And here's the roller slide that goes in the bottom of your cabinet. And this is the carriage here, very quiet, nice bearings on this. So there's the guide to support your base. Let's just take a second to look at the front of this slide. This is the pantry support element here. This goes on the bottom of your pantry pullout, and this is a throwaway keeper. I would say don't take this out and remove it from the runner until you're done installing the cabinet and ready to make adjustments, because it's my opinion, and I don't know this for a fact, that the reason they have this little red clip in here is so that at the top you will not make adjustments on the up and down until after it's a slide installed, in order to keep the tolerances you need to put the pantry unit into the cabinet. Then after it's in the cabinet, then remove this clip and you can make all the up and down adjustments you want. Next thing is, I hope it's possible for you to see these pins here and here. These serve two purposes. One of them is to secure this unit in place so it can't pop out like that. So that's one function, so that when you tighten this in, the pin will go into the hole on that element, and it's there to stay. Same thing on this side. So that's one purpose for those pins. The other is for side-to-side adjustment. Now once you've done that and got it where you want it, here's the up and down adjustment feature right here. And you have to take the red clip out to make this up and down adjustment from here. That's what this is for. Here is the upper stabilizer unit. This is an important part of your cabinet. When they incorporate it with this ball bearing slide at the top of your cabinet, up at the top, it provides for lateral stability. So the top of your pantry rollout unit isn't going to tilt to the left or the right. It even has a feature to prevent it from coming forward. It does not have any weight bearing capabilities, though. It's purely a stabilizing unit for on the top, although it does have a damper that goes in here for giving you a nice closing feature. And then, since this unit is purchased without a soft close feature, that can be purchased separately, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. We are going to attach this soft close unit that I have right here with all of the components that are necessary, and then install the unit in the kitchen cabinet that I have right over there. Let's get started by installing the soft close accessories for this pantry rollout slide. This is a damper that goes in the upper stabilizer guide. And you can see in the video that we have a set of a couple of slots here, and the damper fits into that. There's a right side up and a right side down, and when you look at it and have it in your hand, you will know what's up and what's down with it. And it'll only fit in here one direction because it's quite long. And they're clicked into place. Nice fit there. Now we're going to install the soft close pistons, one on each side. It takes quite a bit of pressure. Manufacturer said you can get them out. I hope I don't ever have to take them out. I think they're in pretty good. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this soft close device you see right here, it's optional. So what I'm doing right now, you don't have to do if you're not interested in soft closing. These tabs are what trigger the soft close, and there is a left and a right. This one, it goes on the right hand side, pulling it forward to here. I can slide this on. Then the instructions call for bending the metal tab up. Let me put the other one on so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's the one for the left side. Hope you can see that right there. And I'm going to put my screwdriver in here and bend this tab up. I'll do that on both sides. There, it's in, it won't come out. All the soft close hardware is installed. So let's watch this thing function, and then we'll go about building our pantry pullout. Boy, it takes a lot of energy to load that soft close device. Watch this. That's pretty good. I like it. Well, one by one now, let's start putting these pieces together and assembling our pantry rollout. We're going to start with this one. This is the ball bearing roller that goes into the top of your cabinet. Now, some might look a little different. We're doing a 22-inch, so we've got two of these wheels on this ball bearing roller, whereas the longer ones might have three. I just don't know. But the 22-inch has two of them. And so we're going to install this in the top of the cabinet, so let's do that right now. When I install this ball bearing runner, I have to have a 10mm setback from the front edge of my face frame cabinet. And that is achieved by piloting a hole for a 37mm setback right here. If we have this 37mm setback, and we use this first screw hole in the runner here, and attach the drawer slide to the cabinet, we're going to have exactly a 10mm setback. Let's just take a look when I put it in. And there is the 10mm setback. Now let's take a look at our bottom runner and the carriage. I have it in here, flipped in here upside down so you can see the bottom of it. This screw hole right here, this access hole, is designed to line up with a 37mm setback inside of the cabinet. So this hole is piloted at 37mm from the front edge of the face frame to the center of this hole. And if we flip this slide over, we'll be able to put our screw in through here and into the base of the cabinet, and we will achieve a 2mm setback for the front edge of this pantry rollout slide. And that's what we want to accomplish. A 2mm setback by taking advantage of a 7mm setback, a screw hole setback. In this case, we're going to use a panhead screw to secure this pantry unit and take advantage of that hole that we talked about. So I'm getting that lined up. Pull this carriage forward a little bit. There, now I'm lined up precisely on the 37mm screw hole setback, and I'll be able to put in this panhead screw here. And now my base is lined up perfectly. And here's a thing, because the instructions are showing that on the back side there are 4 holes there where you would put in through bolts with T-nuts to secure this because of the extreme weight that might end up on this slide. In my case, I'm not going to have that much weight, so I won't be putting through bolts in. But if you have a situation where you can't get at the bottom, then you have to be sure to take into consideration what you need so that this pantry pull-out slide is securely fastened in case you have those extreme heavy loads. And there you have it, a perfect 2mm setback. The next phase of our project of installing a pantry rollout in this cabinet is to construct the rollout itself. And that means we have to take a couple of things into consideration. One of those things is the upper roller here and the upper stabilizer guide, this piece. That unit requires 59mm of space at the top. Then at the bottom we have the pantry rollout itself, the guide, and its support element, and that requires 90mm. So the total amount that we have to subtract from this opening is 149mm. And what I already know is that my opening from the top to the bottom is 1063mm. 1063mm minus 59mm and 90mm, that's 149mm, is precisely 914mm is how tall I have to build the pantry rollout unit. So let's go about building the pantry rollout unit and attaching the upper stabilizer guide and the pantry support element to the pantry rollout unit. Well, it didn't take me very long to cobble up this pantry rollout unit here so that I can attach it to my rollers top and bottom. And it is precisely 914mm from here to here. It's also 36 inches. So there's my pantry rollout unit, to which I will attach the upper stabilizer guide and the bottom element here, the support element. So let's do that next. And now we're going to attach our pantry support element, the piece that goes on the bottom of the pantry pull-out. We're going to attach it to the pantry pull-out. This is the bottom of our pantry rollout, and we're going to attach the bottom plate. It requires a 37mm screw hole setback here and here. And then the mounting plate, which I call the pantry support element, mounts right here. And these holes on the plate line up with the 37mm setback. So we're going to put those in right now. Put the screws into those holes. And our bottom plate for the pantry rollout unit is installed. This is the front of the bottom plate. Now we're going to attach the upper stabilizer plate to our pantry pullout unit, and it also requires a 37mm screw hole setback. So we'll install that, the upper stabilizer, we'll install that now. This is the front. We are about to install the pantry rollout unit into our cabinet, but one thing I want to point out, this little red clip. Hopefully you have not removed that and made up and down adjustments, because if you leave this in, then your dimensions that you allowed for the top and for the bottom will line up perfectly, and this should slide right on. If you take this out and play with that and move it up and down, you might have some trouble with your installation. So leave this in until after you have installed your unit, then pull it out and make whatever up and down adjustment you feel is necessary. We are about to install our pantry unit, and that will require us to pull the runner out the full distance. We're going to set our pantry unit on top of this runner and then roll it in. So let's do that right now. The unit is on. Before we do anything else, we need to tighten these pins here into the bottom plate. So we're going to tighten those up right now. Now with these two pins tightened, the pantry rollout unit is secure. You won't be able to accidentally jerk it out of the cabinet. And at this time you can remove this red pin. And now by removing that pin, you can make whatever up and down adjustments that you feel are necessary. Well, let's see how this cabinet functions with a little weight on it. There's the full extension, and there's the close. I think it works pretty nice.